It's your boy Joe, yeah, the vibes stay live. One-on-one conversations, every story gon' shine. Real people, real talk, no script, no show. If you got a dream, pull up. It's your boy Joe, yeah, the vibes stay live. One-on-one conversations, every story gon' shine. Real people, real talk, no script, no show. If you got a dream, pull up. It's your boy Joe, yeah, the vibes stay live. One-on-one conversations, every story gon' shine. Real
What
people,
they
real
do,
talk,
man, what
no
they
script,
do.
no show.
It's your boy
If you
Joe.
got a dream, pull
Back again with another one for the people. Feel me? Y'all know the routine, man. Like, share, and subscribe, hit your bell so you get notified when I drop something. And then drop another comment. Feel me? Shout out to the team, man. What's happening, fellas? You look like a podcast. Y'all know what's going on, man. Big shout out. Big heavenly birthday to my boy Norm. Miss you, my boy. We still rocking for you, though. You feel me? But yo, we back with another one. Got me another guest, another counterpart. You know what I'm saying? For today, got my boy John Dukes. What's going on, bro?
What's happening, my brother?
Hey, man, I'm chilling. Trying to be great with my internet hating on me, but we gonna make it do what it do. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
But yeah, man, so, you know what I mean? I just wanted to take a moment out your busy schedule to have you on because, you know, I look at you as somebody who motivates me by what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? By your hustle, by your entrepreneurship, you know what I mean? I look at that and I'm like, you know, bro, doing this thing. So I wanted to get you on and, you know what I'm saying, just kind of my little 15 viewers, you know what I mean, introduce you to them and, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully somebody see this and they like what you got going on and they connect with you in some type of way. And, you know, if that's the case, I feel like I did my job. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to turn it over to you and let you introduce yourself to the people and kind of give us just a little take of what you got going on.
Appreciate that. First and foremost, man, you know, it's always an honor. You know, I tell people all the time, they be so shocked. Like, I look up to a lot of people. It be the little things I look up to. Because, like I tell people straight up, you know, you can learn from someone if you just, you know what I'm saying, listen. I'm always a sponge. I'm a student to the game or anything, whether it is getting money, whether it's being financial literate, education, everything like that is key to me. So I'm always a sponge, a student to that. You know, I'm always looking to learn something every day, educate myself every day. Because when you learn something every day, life tends to look and feel more easier. So, you know, my name is John Dukes. For the ones that don't know, I'm born and raised in Miami, Florida, home state to be exact. Born in Jackson, Miami Jackson Hospital. Yeah. Been in Jacksonville for quite some time, over 15 years. But I've been, you know, back and forth to at home, what we call a crib. Pretty much, you know, I find Jacksonville like my home now because, you know, when it come to Miami, we not too fond of Duval. We all hate each other. It started back in high school, you know, grad night, stuff like that. So I feel like being a part of Jacksonville, I was a part of Jacksonville when Jacksonville was Jacksonville. I wasn't a part of Jacksonville as people know it now. I was a part of Jacksonville. Man, they had something going on every day.
Yeah.
They had the land. They had it was something going on Bay Meadows, South Side, West Side, Christopher's. You know. They had Pure. They had it going on, man. Look, when Cartouche, I was here that long.
What was it? Leopard Lounge,
Rains and Plush.
Yeah.
Man, look, you couldn't run me from here, bro. Like why you can talk about Jackson. You couldn't run me from. I was in heaven, man, because I came from Miami. Like I say, and Miami's a little faster. You live like faster. So I was up here. I was able to, you know, see it from afar. So I was a student in college here, ended up making a living here. So like I said, you couldn't run me from here. So just look upon the lens of Miami. I could literally say people in Miami, how they be like, man, them Jacksonville niggas did, them Jacksonville niggas that. I can kind of smile because I'm on both sides of each side. So I live in Jacksonville. I know people. I met some good close friends there. So it's like to know that how Miami people feel about Jacksonville. Jacksonville don't even know how Miami people feel about them. So I got the best of both worlds. So I just be, you know, I compare and contrast. Is to be honest, dog, it's no difference, dog. I think what we get mixed up in Miami is this a known city. So people give that too much credit when everything is still the same. I'm talking about if you want to go from the hood's the same, gambling the same, scammers the same, the clubbing the same, just how y'all put the name higher than the next. Jacksonville was Jacksonville. Like I told him, I was in Jacksonville when it was Jacksonville. But you couldn't run me from there. Now it's like it's for the natives. Like it's for the walking the dogs and frisbee and shit like that. So now a lot of people think it's boring now, but I was him when it was in the out there. But
when it
yeah,
was
that's just
actually
me. Right?
something.
Yeah. So fast forward, I've been here like 15 years. Like I said, I finished school, major in business administration, got a minor in accounting. I had a son. I was up here. He's 15 now, so that's about around the same range. I just pretty much ended up establishing myself here. Met some great people, networked with a couple of people. I always been a businessman, so I was always tell people like, I used to always, when you growing up, you always hear get paid for what you love to do
Yeah,
and do what you love to do so it won't feel like a job. I never knew what that was because I never knew what I was good at. I never knew what I liked it. All I knew was I just like to count. I'm a math guy, but I ain't never used to know, but I know I love football. That's all I knew.
yeah,
So when the game finally left me, that's when I was like, damn, I got to work. I got to do this and that. So, a lot of people don't let football go because football be a passion. So if you're a football player and still get that itch as a football player, the next level is coaching. I didn't know that. I never felt excited. I feel like now as a coach, I see what these coaches mean when we was kids. They was more excited than us because
yeah,
when you were a kid, you like, man, you didn't even want to kind of practice. You just want to play the game. You just want to play the game to go. And you will never think in a million years that these days will fly by. And the coaches always say, hey, take advantage of these chairs these days because it's going to come and go. And I see what they talking about. When the game is done with you and you're not done with the game, that's a tough thing to get over. So like I say, the closest thing to playing again is coaching. So I got into coaching. I actually got into coaching by mistake. I was a dad, just like everybody else, son 5 years old playing youth football.
yeah,
Was always providing water. I was just wanting to help. That's how I started. I was just helping the kids, helping the coach out. It looked like he was struggling with stuff, setting up stuff. We was at a part that it was only 2 coaches with 25, 5 and 6-year-olds. So I was always helping. We started off like 0-2, and then both of the coaches just vanished and just stopped coaching, didn't show up, and then I came to practice one day, setting up the water, and I turned around, I had 25 kids on their knee looking at me, and the president come to me and was like, hey, yeah, the other coaches, they kind of quit, so we're going to give it to you. And I'm like, I ain't no coach, I'm just a
yeah.
dad. So
You
and
just setting
that's
up the
how I
water.
tell everybody, I got thrown into coaching. In 2017, that happened, and which tended to be some of the best things that happened to me in my life. Because, like I said before, I was a guy that was working and loved to work, loved the grind, what we call it. I like to make money or whatever the case may be. I like to make money, but I was playing football. When I
Yeah,
got done with arena football, a part of me left, a part of my life was gone. So I'm just like, damn, what I'm gonna do? Yeah, it's put more effort to getting more money. But then, like I tell people, I wasn't happy. I was making money, but I wasn't happy because
yeah,
the part of me was making me happy was football. So when I started coaching, I got that piece of that part of me back, and that's what made me really like got into the coaching stuff. And now you fast forward to where we are today. I'm coaching high school, so I have my own part now. A lot of things, like I said, at the same time, I'm still an entrepreneur at heart. And I remember saying earlier that people like get paid for something you love to do, or put your money into something you want to do. And never in a million years I thought I'd be where I'm at today. I have my own part today. Up to today, I'm on 5th year with my DV Dolphins. My president, they came in, swing, coming in, being one of the top programs in the city. And never in a million years, I think that'll lead to me being where I'm at today. That's coaching high school football. So as of right now, that's where we stand at.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So speaking of football, how did you start DV Dolphins? How did you become the president of that?
I remember, like I said, when I was with the Stingrays for the 4 years I was first coaching, I just always make like skits. And like, if I ever made a team, it would be called DV Dolphins. I had a production back then. I used to make blogs. I used to always call myself like Dukesville and all that because my last name obviously is Dukes, and I always think Ville was the village of what people I support. And being in Duval, I still had that. I don't want to be from Duval because I'm from Miami. So, and I remember I came to Ricky Simon with the idea, hey, I want to make my own part one day. He was like, okay, what you got? I showed him something. He laughed at me. He was like, no, what is this? I said, I want to be called, no laugh, but he was like, I want to be called, I forgot what it's called. It was a stupid name. I don't know if it was like the Grizzlies or something. It was called Jacksonville Grizzlies or something. He was like, nah, man, you're going to get laughed at before you get started. This shit. So he was like, if you serious about to go back, and I'm thinking about, I'm like, what can I bring to this that'll still have me not from Jacksonville? Because like I said, I'm from Miami, so I'm always keep that in my heart. I never liked the Miami Dolphins, but I love their colors. But I knew Miami Dolphins represent Miami from where I'm from. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan at heart, so it was like the Dolphin colors. I said I should name my mascot the Dolphins. And then I came, Ricky had made a sketch. Hey, what's up with this? It's called Dolphins. He was like, okay, what's the name of it? I said, I'm gonna call it Jacksonville Dolphins. He was like, nah. I was like, damn, no, you been tough on me. So I said, fuck it. I'm gonna call it Duval Dolphin. He was like, there you go. And I was like, man, ain't from Duval though, man. He was like, you know what? You obviously that's killing you. So he was like, be unique. Still call it Duval, but abbreviated. And that's how I came up with the name DV. It's for short for Duval. So I feel better saying DV Dolphins than Duval Dolphins. This was like I said. So if you look us up, it's listed twice. 2 different names. It's DV Dolphins and Duval Dolphins. Primarily the first name is Duval Dolphins, but the secondary name is DV Dolphins. Incorporated. So, and that's like, he was like, everybody's do all this, do all that, do all that. He said, just name it DV. It still stands for do all, but it got a little kick to it. So I will give Ricky that. He had to come up with the name. So, and pretty much that's how it started with that. But then it was coming to the staff. I had a team I was already coaching, I think at 10U. It was like 15 deep. And I made me an organization, and out of all my 15 staff with my 14 moms, all of them came with me. And they didn't even know, and at that time, we was coming to be I think a letter U team. It was leaving 10 to go be a letter U team. They had no idea I was already planning on making all of them head coaches. So when we got there, we had the first practice, and we were practicing within a week. They were like, what the rest of the team, man? We got all these kids. It's so many kids in every age group. I'm talking about from 6 all the way to 12. And I'm looking at them boys like, you going to be my 6U coach? You going to be my 7U coach? They're looking at me crazy like, bro, I don't know nothing about being a head coach. I was like, I got y'all. I ended up taking them through a little class, showing them the ropes. And my team staff that came over to be with me, all of them got put into head coaches' jobs. And that's how we became in 2022, DV Dolphins. All my coaches that was on my staff, that 10U, ended up being head coaches for each age group. And that tended to be the best thing that happened to them, because before, people was calling them by their name, and everybody calling them by coach. So
That's what's up, man. That's dope. I know them boys was like, head coach. I came over here to assist you. Hey, nah, that's what's up. So with you being the president, having your own organization, what's the hardest part about running?
Structure. Structure, you gotta have structure. Like I tell people straight up, which I tell a lot of people, they think I'm big on structure, because my background being a businessman, being structured and organized is a must. You can't run a business without being those two. So the biggest thing is structure. I tell people, due dates are due dates, guidelines are guidelines, and those implement structure. But when people, it sounds easy said and done, but keep in mind, like I just said, I just made 15 around our staff, 15, I made them head coaches at each age group. Not only that they head coaches, I'm training them to be head coaches, but them same 15 coaches and them staffs, they also was close friends of mine. So now when I say structure, it's even harder when you're a president and we all friends. That title don't sit right with your friends. They still look at you as your homeboy and stuff like that. So the structure come a little different. They look at you like, damn, you being tough on me. They don't look at the position you holding instead of the position. They looking at the position that's my homeboy. My homeboy trying to look boy me. My homeboy trying to run me. Why my homeboy getting on me when I'm the president? This is due at this day. We got to meet this deadline. So
it's for a reason.
That was it.
Yeah, for a reason.
Once you get structured down path, you'll be okay running. I say that's like the toughest thing when running an organization, being structured.
Okay. Now you mentioned, you know what I'm saying, you now are coaching high school. So what's the difference to you in coaching high school and coaching youth? And then a second part to that, when you got to high school, was it anything that surprised you with the difference?
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say it's definitely different. Not even close. It's a big gap. It's like California and Hawaii. It's a big difference. It's a big gap. Going from the youth into high school, even at JV level. I'm gonna say the good thing is, as you went, this for me personally, dealing with youth football for the last 7 years, the many calls I had to put in saying, is he coming to practice? Is he gonna make it to today's game? Is he this and that? Did he turn your physical in? Now, the best part of that from youth football to high school, I don't have to call nobody. They there at the school. I ain't got to call a parent to get no physical because you need that to get in school, and they're going to be there every game. And coming from youth, when you're only practicing 2 days a week, and it's 2 hours, parents show up an hour later. The good thing about high school, you practice 5 days a week, 4 hours a day. So that's the big difference. Like as a coach, I take that all day. I just have a little joke. I just tell people, I say, bro, give me the high school schedule with a youth team. I coach any NPR player to be a stud because if they already in place, I get to have these kids for 4 days, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. I can make any kid a stud. But that's one of the biggest advantages from high school I say I like. But the toughest thing going into high school is knowledge. The things I ran in youth football, easy. I can run them, I can run a curl out or fly route on a 10-year-old, and he may get beat deep all the time because he just don't know how to get into coverage at that age. You can't run them same plays at JV. These same DBs get into the DB, they get into the back covers, they get into the hip. I can't go out there and run the typical fly route, man. I'm in the get picked off like Ed Reed. I came out there. The game was fast. I'm not, hey, let's just throw this, let's run this. He should be open, man. I had my quarterback looking like Jameis Winston. Out there throwing picks, throwing touchdown, throwing picks, throwing touchdown. I'm just like, and my quarterback looking at me, I'm looking at my quarterback like, shit, I ain't see him too. You can't have an over. That's the difference. Like the speed of the game is real different, man. So it was tough. But I got a warm up. I'm like, somebody picked me off. Our second pass of the season, they picked us off for a touchdown. You think I want that on my resume?
Sheesh, welcome to high school football.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Second, we threw it incomplete. I remember like they playing AC. We came out the gate, threw a little bubble, and then a little 2-yard back. Okay, we're gonna run a little typical run too. It's 3rd and 2, we're gonna catch the ass sleep, and they think we're gonna run. We did a little fake little zone, pull it, thought we had the slant, pick 6. I was like, Lord have mercy. I'm looking at the crowd go crazy. I'm like, ooh, we can't throw the ball no more. Boy, I ain't like that. Second pass of the season, pick 6, and I gotta welcome to high school. Man, look, the game definitely different. So
and your welcome to high school is a little different because, you coming into high school and you're in a special position because your quarterback comes into high school with you, and then your son comes into high school with you. So not only are you adjusting to high school, you got to stay in coach mode and not step back in dad mode and be like, man, my boy at high school, even though I know you have your moments, when that happened, and seeing them two just gel together, how does that feel?
Man, look, I'm gonna be real with you. Like I've been so like I'm already kind of used to that when he was at youth, but I think it just hit different when you're in high school because it count now. Everything count now. So everything from when you catch the ball is going on your stat sheet for the time being you at high school. I think I had a dad moment after the game, and it hit me so hard because I held my composure. But the inside of me was like, my little dog caught his first pass at varsity. It wasn't this, and then on top of that, I wasn't even expecting him to get the ball. I was just like, hey man, I'm just happy if you get in. Cause they invite you to play up. I said, I was just happy to just see you out there. The moment I seen him out there, they were like, put him in there. I seen his little tail out there against the Giants. I was like, okay, I'm happy. But it didn't. At the time, I didn't have full control of the OC job yet. I was still a JV coach. I heard a play come out, and I'm looking at the play. I'm like, ain't that the left side? It was like, yeah. I was like, okay, JD breaking off, he going to the right. That's all I know. Okay, JD ain't getting the ball. JD line, who came out and spread. I came out of trips right. I remember like yesterday, his very first pass. We came out trips right. I heard the play, but I didn't hear the motion. All I heard is something dealing with something to the out, doing the out route. And I know, okay, it's JD on the right. It was something to the left. I was like, okay, he's just out there. So cool. I'm looking at the play sheet, seeing what we're going to call next. I'm looking down and I look up. I see JD running in motion. I'm like, why are you running the motion? He about to run. He ran the motion from the right to the left side at slot. DJ called height, faked the 22 dive, pulled it back, and look, and the guy he was tending to throw to fell on the route, and he turned around and threw it straight to his own boy. In the midst of it, I'm like, I'm just stopped. I'm shocked. Not only was this like, okay, this is his first target. What the hell did DJ just do? DJ threw JD the speed out. This JD first catch. So with him catching the ball, I didn't even know he caught it until the referee came and did the look. He caught it. So I didn't know I was happening. Oh man, he caught his first catch. But like I said, I had a dad moment inside of me. I really lost my mind when the crowd just went crazy. So I'm like, what happened? I think people were just like, I seen the kid try to look like he was trying to intercept it. So it looked like it was gonna be a pick six, but JD caught it. But everybody on AC side was like, oh, so I'm like, what happened? I get a text at halftime, a video somebody on that side sent me. That same catch I seen JD caught, I didn't even know he caught it with one hand. So that's when the crowd was going crazy. But like he snapped out there with one hand, and that was his first catch. So that in the locker room, and it was a crazy scene because you hear the coach chewing their ass out at the locker room. So we getting chewed out because we making mistakes. And I just bust out like, damn, bro, look at my dog. And they were like, what's going on? I'm like, bad. That was embarrassing because I said it out loud. Like, I was proud that it came out of halftime. I was like, damn, because his very first catch was a one-hand catch in between two guys. I was like, wow. So that was special to me, man.
Look, and speaking of first time, let me give my dog his props. You know what I mean? His first varsity touchdown. You know what I mean? Shout out to him.
Oh yeah.
Can't forget, you know, his first varsity touchdown just so happened to be my son giving up his first varsity touchdown. So you know what I mean? Look,
when
I
you
had
told me, I was like, man, look, I knew your son was on that side. I said, hey man, look, I ain't trying to go on that side. You know, you gotta understand, I got Murphy in my ear all week. And we don't tamper on that other side with JoJo's son, we're gonna be straight. I'm like, okay, well shit, bro. I need to find out his number. Cause we ain't trying to hit him. I'm like, okay, man, we're gonna put Mike away from him. And as you can see the film, we had Mike away from your son. I didn't care for JD being your son's thinking JD, because JD ain't the primary receiver. So we trying to let Mike cook. For some reason, they was holding their own for a little minute. I'm like, man, why we can't get the ball off? But then DJ checked off and was like, hey, they playing man. I said, okay, let's hit Mike on a little fly. That was the play. JD, just run a post. No, I just told JD backside bang 8. Man, right then and there, I'm looking, okay, they're giving us the one-on-one because I believe Westside sent an all-out blitz. DJ opened up, looked at Mike and turned around and threw it to JD. But he was like, man, look, Mike, I couldn't see Mike because he says one of the linemen is in the way. But he said, when I looked up, I seen JD running by himself. So he threw it. And that was so shocking to me. I was like, hey, okay, cool. And then Murphy was like, but that was on JoJo's son. And I was like, my heart kind of like felt like, man, well, I said, I ain't telling him to go back ball to him. And he's like, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if your son was just in cover 2 or what. Or he thought he had help over the top. But
he looking in the backfield. He looking at DJ.
Yeah, because that
let JD step on him. And it's funny though, because when I got to the game, as soon as I got there, because he wasn't guarding JD. He was on the other side of the field. When I got there, I think JD caught a pass on somebody else. And I was talking to one of the coaches. I'm like, oh, little dog gonna get off. He was like, he been beating him all night. He been like, nobody has been able to stay in front of him all night. So like the second quarter, they moved my son to the other side of the field on JD because JD was giving everybody that they had over there giving him work. I'm like, yeah, they looking at his size thinking they finna go out there and bully little dog. Nah.
Yeah, DJ threw that. First, they was like, oh. I'm looking like, what happened? Cause me personally, I'm like, DJ, the ratio you throwing JD that ball is slim to none to what you got this big receiver over here for. But for some reason, he threw it just enough for JD to run up there. I'm just like, man, I can't believe. So when they scored, if you look at it, they was like, I'm the only one ain't celebrating. Cause I was shocked. I'm like, what the hell are we doing? You know me, I'm always be coaching for because I know my own son. I'm not gonna sit here and be a well-known corner and I'm throwing my son a ball because I want him to have the glory. And they know that's my son, so you know how that is. That hit 10 times harder when it about to get picked off, man. He just trying to daddy ball. So when DJ threw it, I was like, bro, what we doing? I'm like, DD score. I'm like, I know, good throw. Like I said, at the end of the game, I cherish it. But during that time, I'm like, hey, bro, that ain't what I called. Man, coach, he beat him up and down. I was like, hey, man, because it was windy that day, too. Wow.
Yeah. I was on there just like that with the phone up. I say, oh, you... Good job, JD. That's what took the good job, JD.
Yeah, I seen that boy yesterday. I was smiling. I'm like, man, you don't know. It's been a long time coming. I've been waiting on you to come here so long. But look at here, we about to make some magic now. So
yeah, man, we locked in. So you know what I mean. Y'all seen the post on the page. You know what I mean. My boy is officially at TP. Got over there, got his first work in with them boys yesterday. So it was good to see him. just from that one day, he felt the vibe from the coaches. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that. He was like, I like the way the head coach operate. I like the way they run it. How they, you know what I'm saying? They got their defensive coordinator. Head coach ain't trying to step on nobody's toes. He's just there being the head coach. So, you know what I'm saying? We definitely rocking with that. So yeah, we're gonna make some noise for sure.
The crazy first work was against his former team. I was like, man, we ain't try to do that on purpose, man. It's just unfortunate you came the same exact day we played them boys. So I was like, ooh, I know this feel awkward. I'm like,
Yeah.
he ain't even get it. He out here getting old to his old team, man. So but he held his own, man. I like how he communicate to the receivers, to the other man. They pick up the receiver. I mean, nothing but good things from that little time frame right there. He was already anticipated. He was already well spoken before he came. So when he came, the frame, the body frame, the technique, and all that stuff. Like I say, it's your kid. He a sponge. So the knowledge he's about to get from Coach Murphy is going to really put him over that hump. And the fact that he still got 2 years, that's a plus. Because like I say, this varsity team is sophomore heavy. Like I told him and that friend, hey, we need veterans. So they like somewhat a veteran. And not only this ain't your last year, you get to build a bond with these kids in the next 2 years. We are sophomore heavy.
Yeah.
And they coming in, stepping in at juniors with the body frame, man. Man, look, I won't go to him if I was an OC. Like, you could look at him and be like, man, that's a big frame. The radius of him catching the ball is like that. So he got a little size on him, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy to have a veteran at corner to help our younger guys. And he looked like he's gonna be well outspoken too. He's gonna speak his mind. He's gonna have suggestions. He's gonna let the coach know, hey, they flowing like this, they doing that. He's not gonna be he look like he's not gonna be a kid that's gonna just do exactly what the coach tell him to do. He's gonna be vocal with the coaches because at the end of the day, they out there. We can only prep you to do something, but it's on you guys to tell us what y'all see. And he's that type of kid, so I can see it. And you can tell he got it. You would never knew he was a new player just by that first day looking at him. He looked like of course, he know a couple of guys out there, but then it's like he just blended in. Like, let's go. Like he been there all summer. So I like that about him. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
He got a little bit of that coaching mentality. When we was at, you know what I'm saying, we did Duval United, he used to be right there on the sideline. On the sideline, like one of the coaches with everybody else.
Yeah. Like I say, man, look, y'all know how this shit go, man. Youth football are different. They kind of watered youth football down, so it's been a while since I've been in this situation. What I mean by that is, when youth football, when you used to play 6U, you go to 8U. 8U, you go to 10U. In between those numbers is a 6U going a kid turn 7. And he playing 8. We always had it like that. That 6 go to 8, 8 go to 10, 10 go to 12. It never been a 6U, 7U, 8U. So when they came out with this single age stuff, it kind of watered the competition down, the competitiveness down a little bit. Because when you was at 8U and you had to go to 10U and you was a 9-year-old, you either had to be one in the chamber or compete playing up. What people fail to realize, it made you prepare for high school. If you stay with that same guidelines, 10U go to 12U, 8U go to 10U, by the time your kid get to high school, he's gonna be used to playing against kids older. So we got out of that the city as a whole, everybody want to run to the same age group because they don't want to play up. Everybody's scared. So now we create this method that these kids gonna hit a brick wall when they get to high school. They gonna go to high school, nigga ain't gonna just be older than you about a month. They're gonna be 3 years older than you. 4 years older. So that shit kick a little different. And it's that time as a grown man and a teenager. So when I say this as I'm too, we fell into the victim of doing single ages towards our last 2 years. So we did 11U, 12U, 13U. We was always competitive compared to our age group. So my biggest adjustment is the same kind of kids I have in high school right now. I reckon ain't gonna speak for what we is because we're facing the situation that we're not playing 13 when we played number 13-year-old kids. We're playing high school. High school can range from 14 to 19-year-olds. Yep. So now we're playing high school varsity. I have people that just turned 15 on this team, and we have to compete against 17-year-olds turning 18, 18-year-olds possibly turning 19, depending on when their birthday is. And them some grown men. So it's not that it's much harder because the age is at advantage, and you have to do more studying, you have to do more coaching. You have to keep your kids' confidence in the game because when you're watching outside looking in, they're not judging you. They judging you, as lost or you won. They don't care how young you is. Even the fact when you do the homework on how young we really are, we probably was the youngest varsity team in Florida. We had 19 freshmen playing varsity, 2 seniors, 8 juniors. No 2 sophomores. Not a whole team, that same 19 players that were freshmen, all sophomores now. So now we got 24 sophomores playing varsity, 8 seniors, 1 junior, 1 senior. 8 juniors, 1 senior, no freshmen. So the whole team predominantly is a sophomore team. But as a 14-year-old, you got to tell a 14-year-old quarterback why he just got his ass picked up by the sergeant safety in the city, but he's 18 years old. That's inexperienced free safety that's 18 years old that people have seen that he's not top tier coming from Wilson or whatever. And you got a safety that pick you off at Englewood. The Englewood not good. But people fail to realize it's a 14-year-old, probably the top 14-year-old in his class throwing football, but he just threw it to an 18-year-old safety. Damn if he's good or not, he's still 18. So the trainer thought of thinking is done 30 years earlier before that quarterback won the ball. He seen that 2 days ago that he was going to throw that post. So I tell people that's why they say the game faster. They react faster, they move faster, they think quicker. That's why I just like, hey, we're sophomores, our time is coming. We will be back at the top as being the oldest kids around the neighborhood, and we will be bullying everybody. And when we bullying everybody, parents, coaches, I want y'all to remember that. Don't be hollering about y'all old, because we young right now, taking our beats, taking our licks, getting our reps. Y'all seen here, you know what y'all tell me? It's high school football. So in 2 years from now, a year from now, I'm going to tell you the same thing. It's high school football. Because we sophomore heavy, y'all going to see these same kids for the next 3 years. And I love it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Their time coming, man. Their time is coming. Like from DJ, from the first game to the last game of the season, you can see his progression. So just to think when he get years under his belt, the city gonna take some lumps.
1,700 yards as a freshman. He threw 1,700 yards as a freshman. Top 2 freshmen in the state of Florida. Number 1 freshman in Jacksonville at quarterback. He might have been a Jameis Winston. Yeah. We'll take the 15 and 15, but hey, 1,700, 1,700. Hey,
1,700.
Can't ask for no more. And it was 1,700, 1,700. And he did it against top tier teams. So we looking to shoot the 2,000, 2,500 range this year. I feel it. My son, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it happened. He's very poised. He's stronger now. He's in the books. He's looking at film. He's taking his craft real serious now. He's being more vocal. Every now and then, like I say, he's still 15. Every now and then, a joke or two come out. But for the most part, he's mature. He's mature, and he still has the same receiver core. So he's ready. I also had a freshman running back that almost had 1,000 yards. Grown man, dynamite. Looked like a grown man. You'll think you're 18, 15 years old. So we got some promising things. This is, like I say, we just gotta wait our time. Just compete. Our time coming. Okay, if you brag about beating TP, they sophomore heavy, you beat them with your senior class, cool. And that same energy when your sophomores become seniors. Yes, and watch me blow the doors off y'all.
I get a front row seat, but I get a front row seat to it.
They blowing doors off, man. Don't get it wrong. We competing now. We gonna have a 500 season, and that's guaranteed. We compete because we seasoned. We I think as far as like chemistry wise, we got a lot of teams. Y'all they lose seniors and they got to rebuild, reload. We had the same offense came back. The same as that offense came in. We might have lost a kid or two, but we got kids that's plugging in, that's been already cooking behind those anyway. This way you get the opportunity. So
Agent Zero.
Look, might as well. Hey, Travis Hurd, if you don't know, you better know. Everybody know about Travis Hurd. That kid might be the first sophomore to get 1,000 yards, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Look, I remember the first day I seen him at practice, he had on a Miramar Wolverines jersey. And I said, Trav, what team is that? He talking about, this down in Miami. I was like, man, don't do Broward County like that. I was like, that's Miramar. I know where that's at. He looked at me like, I'm like, I'm from down there. As soon as I seen that, I was like, oh yeah, he one of them. He one of them. For sure.
He's gonna be special, man. So, and I'm excited for him because for years, 5 years, that's been DJ main man. That's been DJ main man. So the chemistry is off the chart. Yeah. That's a no look pass. That's an alley hoop waiting at it. That's Kobe and that's Kobe and Shaq right there. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that, man. Look, because y'all judging us based off y'all playing us now. Technically, this team supposed to be playing JV again, but they on the varsity team, and we signed up for this, so we gonna deal with what we got to deal with. We're gonna go through this journey and get the experience, get the reps, and we're gonna be playing for the next 2 years as junior and senior year, and we're gonna run the tables with that. So, but that chemistry, honestly, they don't know. I think he probably, I don't know, I'm not gonna be sure, but to have a kid be your youth target 5 years and come into high school, you still have the guy you've been throwing the ball to since y'all were 9 years old. Y'all 15, that chemistry is on the charts.
Yeah.
Like, they gonna make some music. That's all I'm gonna say. They gonna make some music.
Facts.
So
Big
I'm excited for
facts.
that because I don't think that we can get him Jameis Winston this year. We might get some Drew Brees this year. We might even look like Drew Brees this year, man. Hey, man, hey, we gotta have he might be, like I say, I ain't even sugarcoating because like and they got to stop it. But he might be the first kid to get 1,000 as a sophomore. He might be the first kid to deal with 80-some receptions. No, depending on how the scheme is. Everything ain't got to be done. Everything got to be long ball. But that kid is special.
Yeah.
If the kid can stay healthy, man, that kid gonna get 1,000. So.
Hey, y'all heard it here, man. Y'all heard it here. Agent Zero. That Agent Zero. Just be on the lookout for that. You know what I mean? Highlights coming soon.
Very.
But look, man,
you got him in the weight room. He's ready.
like I say, bro, I definitely appreciate your time, you know what I'm saying, coming on, kicking it with me. Give everybody your social media, where they can reach you at, the website for DV if they want to bring their kids out. Go ahead and let everybody know where they can reach you at.
All right, yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Deuceville. It's my only Instagram. I had it since it came out. Like I said, yeah, Deuceville. That's at Instagram. Facebook is John Dukes. Of course, once you type it in, you see my name, you see my face. DV Dolphins is dvdolphins.com /LSC. It will pop up if you're interested. We also have our social media account on Instagram is DV Dolphins 904. So if you type that, it'll come up. The same thing on Facebook, DV Dolphins 904. I'm working on a Twitter for them too. But yeah, you got kids out there from the age of 4 years old, really, if you want to play flag. 4 to 13 years old. We out here on the north side. Just hit us up. A very good program. We'll love to have your kid. Got some great coaches in the staff set up. So we got some family oriented. Like you here, you family. Everybody mingle with each other. We get to know each other. I think we're one of the few parts that your 6U coach know everybody on your 13U coach, and your 13 coach know all the kids on 6U. So we really bond. That's one thing we pride ourselves on. Here at the Dolphins, we practice and we perfect family oriented and family environment. Everybody's not perfect, but that's what we strive for. So every part has their flaws. But when it comes to this family thing, we nail it. We're one of the best at it. So you can find us. We got a kid out there that's looking to get into youth football. Hit us up, or you can hit me up directly. Again, my Instagram is Deuceville. That's it. You just type in Deuceville, pop up. My Facebook is John Dukes. So any questions, hit me up. I'm excited for the season, both youth and high school. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna kick ass, take names in the youth. We in River City. We playing on showing them what these boys, what real football look like. They don't let an SEC team come in. We about to take over. You know what I'm saying? That's out of River City. But high school, man, don't sleep on us. Hey, just because we call about we young, don't get upset. Man, we plan on getting coaches fired this year, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't get your
I
season
appreciate
ruined.
you.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't come out playing and get your season ruined.
Yeah, don't play with that, man. Look, all right, play around with it.
Hey, and also, man, I also, of course, I told you this in person, but I just want to say it on here again. You welcome me in to the DV Dolphins family. When we did DV Duval United 13U, you know what I'm saying? The whole park, everybody, team moms, your other coaches from other coaches staff, they welcome me in like family, like you said. You know what I mean? And it's all love. I definitely appreciate that. Let me come over and rock with y'all for that season. That was definitely one for the book. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I appreciate that again, my boy, for that.
Yeah, man. Look, that was a special year, man. Everybody say when I made that post, some people hit me up like, bro, you bringing back memories, man. Look, I'm talking about from the Jazz and everything. Like I told them, that was a real statement, man. We was beefing with the Jazz because we rivalries all every age group. When it came to that team, man, you couldn't tell where we was from. Duval Jazz and the Dolphins. But when we had them games, we had both organizations on one side rooting each other on.
Yeah,
rooting us.
that was the perfect name, Duval United. That's what that was.
Yeah, that was a good United. I don't think, like I say, and I'm going to stand on, I don't think it was the best feeling like that. That was the best feeling in the world because, like I said, you had your own organization. Then you had an organization that we pretty much bump heads, our nemesis. When it came to that 13U, everybody on the sidelines. Everybody contributed. Everybody rooting. No bad blood. It's like, is this real? And by the time we finished the season, it was real. It was real. So for y'all that's out there trying to make this shit happen with them teams, it can happen, dog.
Facts.
We watched some of the people that never thought they could put some of their pride to the side. They pulled it to the side, and everybody rooted for that team. And that alone helped that team get by that season, because that team, it ain't gonna lie, it wasn't tough to deal. It wasn't tough to keep them together. It was a lot of different personalities going on, and they were dealing with that teenage year. Like, they think they could talk back, and you know how these teenagers is, man. It was a tough crew, but that support goes a long way, man. All the way to the Nationals. I see y'all back in Jacksonville rooting us on in Plant City. It was all love, even though they shitted us on that semifinals, man. They know they bought them kids, man. So, but everybody felt that. And this felt like when we took that L, when they cheated them kids, the city felt that. And I like that feeling. Like I say, I can reminisce about that all the time. And when you normally reminisce and you get goosebumps off that mean that feeling never left. That's a good feeling. That was a great year. That 2024, I will never forget that year. Great year, great schedule. We appreciate the Jazz letting us hop on the schedule. It was a great supportive system for both organizations. And I appreciate y'all boys. I'm gonna be honest with you, if it wasn't for you and Murphy to hit me up that January, I was gonna let it go. We was done at the 12 year. After we went to the finals and the next time we lost like that, I was done. Y'all said 13, I was like, all right, man, whatever. Then it just something I just took.
When we came to Spain, them boys say 13. What you talking about, coach? I said, what y'all think we did for?
I'm on Kyle, hey man, let's put it together. Hey man, look, let's jump on your schedule. Cause we was in Florida Elite D2. So let's jump on y'all schedule. He was like, you want it? Yeah. And then bro gave me that call, say, him and Kyle say they gonna let me run it. And they did, they kept their word, and guess what? History was made. Damn, I wish everybody could do that. Like, man, look, it can't happen, dog. I'm just gonna speak for the future. It can't happen. But y'all, somebody gotta give up something for the better. If you know that's just what it is. And Bello them did it for the better. Bello them had they share, they needed, they played their role. But when it came to the coaches in place, they knew it was better to go with us as the coaches, and they didn't plan out well. So if y'all plan on making anything like that happen ever again, man, and y'all merging, man, whatever y'all want to call it, I know it's gonna be 2 OC, 2 DC, but we have to go what's best for them kids, and that's all that count. What's best for them kids get on the hump. That's not saying that other coach better than that coach. It's just that coach scheme might work just to fit this team. You got to rock with that. But that's why I say whenever we get on that hump, we can see a lot of these things happening, because everybody else in these cities, they merging. Miami, Tampa, Atlanta, we merging. It should be no problem why we should merge. I ain't saying everybody got to merge for the better. None of them had a schedule and they had a few kids. But going into that schedule, they weren't going to be strong enough to win. We had a team that was strong, but we had a weak schedule. Put it together, perfect. You got Duval United. And that's exactly how they went. So, and that's the main reason why we merged it. We wanted to play a competitive team. It was pointless to put a 13-year together playing local. Bello and them had some 13-year-old kids, but the coaches, they weren't on the same page. Bello was like, y'all together, y'all go. And then it was so perfect because he said we ain't even got it. He let us practice where we was at, and we just showed it to the game. But he called every day, bro, this is due, that is due. I need this ID, I need this physical. It was just perfect, dog. Like I say, behind the scenes was perfect. Dealing with teenagers, we're gonna deal with teenagers, but this all administration, all the gameplay stuff that people just care to notice behind the scenes. That locale on point. I'm on point. Murphy's on point. The team mom's on point. Like it was just like that, man. And we talking about from two different organizations that bumped heads with each other on calls on Zoom.
And then me and Murphy was outsiders. So you know what I mean? We wasn't with neither one. We was outsiders, and y'all was still like, come on, you know what I mean? Let's do it. You know what I mean? Come on. Y'all a part of this now.
I think it benefit a lot of people. I know I hear this story from Murphy every time about his son. He was getting stereotyped. His son was a great kid, great corner. Today's Aiden is what everybody vouching for, but that's the same kid that came over and they labeled him as an Argyle kid. So, but a lot of people don't understand. Not to get on this Argyle. If you do your homework, Argyle had some of the best kids that came out in youth football. They just didn't finish with Argyle. If you look what I'm saying, they didn't finish with Argyle, but they started them. I go back to Romeo them days, and they were 5 years old, all the way to Vito them days, all the way to even Aiden them. They had some shit that came out of it. They just ain't finished with them. So when y'all be seeing these kids and they balling, you got to ask them where they started off from. They started off from Argyle. So that's why I say they had that label, and I remember Murphy's like, that's one of the best things that happened to him coming to do the Duval United. It took his son, as we call it, the USA conference, to the SEC, and he got his dues. He earned his spot. He stayed humble. He earned his spot, and he earned his keeps, which led him to be at Chafee, to do what he do at Chafee, and from him doing what he do at Chafee to getting what he doing today. Because something simple like that, Duval United.
And that
And
was
people don't understand
that was the thing behind it. Because they honestly, they had it was a couple of kids over there that was good, but I'm like, but I want to see y'all when y'all in a room full of dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole
Yeah.
room is dog. What you gonna do then? You know what I mean? And it's funny, he's the only one that actually came with us from over there. I had about six that I personally
I
met
remember. You know,
and told them, like, this is what we doing, and I want y'all to come with us. He's the only one came.
only one came, and it benefited him because guess what? At the time in the youth world, the Jazz was the standard. The Jazz was the standard. You got if you played for the Jazz and you was him, you basically laid the foundation for you when you go to high school, middle school. They know who you are because you in the Jazz organization. It was a united thing, so you was getting the best of both worlds, and they come from the top two programs. And if the Jazz vouching for you and the Dolphins vouching for you, guess what? The middle school and high school going, they gonna vouch for you because it got approved already. It got pre-approved already. Shit, Bello them and the Jazz, man, they like that. Man, Kyle's fucked up about little Aiden, like, and that's why I used to tell Murphy, man, you got some of the known people that got a voice, fuck with your son. It's gonna be a lot of haters, gonna be a lot of people, but you gotta understand the main thing is the main thing. You got some key components, people that can really make shit move in the building, fucking with your son. I'm talking about, and it's to the point, like I said, you know, you can talk to Murphy about the same story. He's still at shot. Like he walk in the building, everybody know who Aiden is. He walk in the building, Aiden getting selected without showcasing. And he honored with that, but he's still that humble dad, that humble kid. He's gonna still put on what he need to do. And like I say, and all this was like the Duval Jazz. He could honestly say this himself. Aiden was not known until he got to the Jazz. The Duval Jazz was the Duval United. And everybody that played on that team literally balling somewhere at varsity right now. Balling
next
at
couple of
varsity.
years. Woo.
Yes.
Next couple of years.
Making a post saying Duval United kids across the board are starting here. I can't wait for them days, man. I tell people, I can't wait. It's class 29. We signing, them kids signing up at college, we're going to have to take a Duval United picture from back 13 to then 17, 18. The
one you posted, and then we're going to have to redo it.
Man, that's gonna break the internet because, like I say, times two organizations that's gonna feel joy behind that. You know, I made that post on purpose. I could have did it on my post. I did it in the shit talking group because at the end of the day, that was some real shit. We all put that shit to the side and made it happen for them kids. To this day, everybody had a fair share of that team. You could have had a bad season with your organization, the Dolphins or the Jazz, but when that 13 you played, everybody took pride in that shit. Everybody was like, well, I'm going to see that game. People that had a game 9 that morning, bro, came back 3 that afternoon to watch us play. And that's real support. People travel with us to watch us play. Yeah. So that was real. And then, and then on top of that, the teams we were playing, but we lost 2 teams. And within the last 10 seconds of the game, both of these 2 teams, keep in mind, was ranked top 4 in the nation. So you mean to tell me we ain't nothing but 10 seconds away from being top 5 in the nation? So that's why when they used to hate and we was ranked number 9 in the nation and we had 2 losses, everybody else was undefeated, right? They was like, how they got 2 losses and we ranked? The schedule. Our schedule was so tough. Yeah. And you couldn't even take it from us. Like you was just like
one score game.
Barely got game. We played, and then to hear the Alpha Dogs and TME later on that day when they was playing each other for the championship, they were like, "Who was your tough opponent?" They had a media day at Florida Elite, and they told them who was your hardest opponent to play. Both parties said you Duval United. They were like, that team is way better than what people think they is. That team record or that team losing that first round playoff don't describe how good that team is. So for them to hear that both of them had a media day before the championship, for both of them to say that same thing, definitely Duval United. Duval United, they both said it. That was a tough team to play. When you think you got a sweep.
Imagine if we had a high school practice schedule with them.
Exactly. We was, man, look, well, we was trying to make it work. We had to go. We had to practice one day because guess what? Everybody on that team was playing middle school. So we had to respect that. So we only had one day of practice, really. So, but we made it work, man. And then we went to nationals, made music in the nationals. You know what I'm saying? It was a good year, man. Look, I couldn't be more proud. It was a lot of moves swing up and down, and man, but the love was done. Like I said, somebody said, like, running back, I'd love to do it again. Damn right. That was a good team, man.
Facts,
I you know what
definitely.
I'm saying? Good feeling. I'm glad y'all boys made it happen because like I told you, if it weren't for you and Murph to bring the idea up, I was done. And I lost some people behind that 12 team and we was gonna shut it down. Y'all came. I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's do spring so we at. And boom, we end up doing Do All
You're
United.
gonna try to
And it's probably because
look,
y'all.
and the fact that you're gonna try to not be the OC on the team, I was like, boy, ain't no
Yeah.
way. You know, ain't no way. Nobody else can run the offense
Like,
but him.
because man, like I said, I can talk about it now, though. You know, it's bridge on the water. I don't give a fuck how you feel. That was 2024 when we had that. In 2023, we went to the national, went all the way to the finals and lost. But it destroyed a friendship with me and another coach. But a lot of people don't understand. A week before we went to nationals, my son had brain surgery, and I wasn't gonna go, but my son had brain surgery, and we knew he was gonna have brain surgery, but him. So he was supposed to happen in the summer. I said, damn, let's let him play his last year. And before you go, let's let him play his last year out. That way he won't be hurting like that. We gotta break the news to him. Now he gotta miss the season. We knew he was gonna get brain surgery after Thanksgiving in 2023. He didn't. We broke it down to him in Thanksgiving. Hey, you got a list stuck in your brain cells, and it could cause you to get seizures back to back. Hopefully, choke on your own tongue, you could probably die. So we got to get that removed. To the recovery of that was he might be done for 2 years. I didn't want to hear that. He was like 2025, he was be back on his feet. And that was the deadline. So to hear that as a father, I'm not a coach no more, I'm a father. So keep in mind, now I'm looking at this man as a dad, I'm flashbacks going through my head since he was 4 years old, picking up his first cone. Like, this guy can't play football for the next 2 years, and then you got to look at yourself. I was in a dark place at the time. So, but I know how to hold my composure. When a coach who I thought was my dear friend don't have a kid. I don't care how much stepdad or you don't have a biological kid for you to see this. That hit me a different place. So my mindset was different. I didn't want to coach. I didn't want to care. I didn't do nothing. My son, we finally got to the process. He go through his surgery. They told us all this. They tell me they was only gonna cut 2 dreads. It's gonna be this big. The surgery ain't got no man. My son got they cut 7 dreads. This man had a big ass cut it back in his head. I lost my mind. Like, damn. And so when he finally recovered, he got in the recovery room. Not only watching my son do that shit, the fact that they pulled me and his mom to the side and say, we just want to make y'all, we about to bring him to the room. We just want y'all to know, don't get discouraged. And I'm like, what? They was like, JD's not going to remember nothing. I was like, cool, that's not. He's like, no, literally, he's not going to know nothing. Know how to eat, know how to talk, because his brain, we took a piece out that is going to eventually drop back. So he's going to not have his memory or know who was who for like at least a week, say 72 hours. So when you see it, just don't freak out. He might stare at you to death. He might not. So when I bring my son in, when he woke up, he's just looking. Reality already hit him. Like, man, I ain't going to national. Fuck this. My son can't even fucking remember me. And we would ask him, like, you remember me? He was just looking at us. All right. I ain't never shared this story before. I'm just being real. Like I say, I can talk on it now because a lot of people don't understand how me and Dog felt off. I'm just telling the background story of why we felt off, because I was in a dark place. And when you coming at me over a national game, but I don't hear that, man. I just dealt with this shit with my son. So I ended up going to nationals. Long story short, my son ended up getting his memory back and started laughing. That's the first thing he did. He just laughed. I'm like, what you laughing at? And he pointed at the TV. It's like, he missed the dunk. And I just bust out screaming, oh shit, you remember me? Listen, like, but he just started laughing like, yeah. So I'm going to quiz him. Who is this? Who is that? He on point. So I say, hey, bro, I ain't going to nationals, bro. I'm here with you. I'm just gonna have to break the news to the team. Now, a person with a kid will understand. He knew it was a possibility I was gonna go, so he was already mad. Like, damn, we don't win. We about to go to national. We about not have no OC. So my son say, now go ahead. I'm gonna watch it from here. He say, just root for me. So when DJ them say, hey, we just gonna represent JD every time. So when we do book chat, they gonna book check JD jersey. They gonna hold JD jerseys up. They gonna wear JD jersey. I said, all right, I'm gonna go. But like I said, my focus was to win it for him, and it ended up getting us all the way to the finals. Now we lost the finals because we were banked up. They put us in a bracket that they fought our days. Or you put a player game and take a day off. We had to play back-to-back games because the bracket we got put in. We had to play a playing game, so it fought our days off. So we played back-to-back games, and our last game ended up being a big ass team. They banged us up. Now we banged up on a Thursday. We play our championship game on Saturday. Tryout can't even move. We got Carter Mile, Top Herd. We injured. These people come in fully loaded. So we come in the bitch. Tryout first catch, he got hurt for the game. Chop dealing with a back injury. Ghoul got a migraine headache. So we was just out of there. We ended up losing 19-6. After that, shit went to, oh man, Duke's mind wasn't into it, and I wasn't. And I told him straight up. I told him, my speech was, "Hey, I apologize, y'all boys, for letting y'all down. You know, I ain't give my best effort, but I said some shit. I ain't give my best effort. We still made it to the championship. My mind was on my son. I want a man. I want Shane to say that, but other individuals took it as, man, that nigga trying to put it on his son. Man, he suck as a coach. And that's how you feel at the time. Fine, but nigga, my son need more than all this shit. And that's what it is. Because anybody do the same shit for their child. And nigga, first of all, a nigga won't even be up 5 hours or 4 hours away and their child in the hospital still. So for me to just have the courage to go, everybody was mad when we lost. Yeah, we lost. You can blame me, whatever. But the fact that I was like, I didn't give y'all my best, and niggas say, I'm just using that for an excuse. I'm using my son as an excuse. You never had a son before. You don't got kids, but you don't understand that shit different. Now, that's gone. Y'all hit me up. I'm still under the pressure. These people say JD won't go play till 2025. This lady heard me speak how I highlight how my son, how we did this and that, and growing up is killing me. I'm just been our bond and shit like that. This lady gave some steroids to JD for the next 4 months. This man was up and running. And the lady was like, she wasn't supposed to describe these to him while he's inside before he get discharged. She gave us 4 months of supply. She's like, he should be straight by June. Just double check the testing. Man, JD ended up killing it. He just went for 2 years to June to him playing in my
Look, man, we locked in at that point with Duval United. Now we back locked in, you know what I'm saying, the next 2 years at TP. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, bro, I appreciate you coming on. I'm going to drop all your links, your ats, all that's going to be in the comments, the descriptions. Man, if y'all got some kids and they just sitting at the house with nothing to do, take them over to DV Dolphins, man. Put them in Dolphin Land, get them right. Got some high schoolers, man, send them to TP. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get them right out there, too. But yeah, man, I appreciate your time, dog. I know I gave us a time limit when we first jumped on, but like I say, once we start chopping it up, you know how that go. So I definitely appreciate you rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? Look, I gotta get my cameraman situation right. You know what I'm saying? We popping out to some DV Dolphins games. You know I'm gonna be at TP games, all that. But bro, I appreciate you once again. Shout out to the family, man. Shout out to JD. Shout out to little Lonzo, man. Hey, Lonzo gonna be a defensive player, bro. I just wanted to tell you that. Hey, look, man, one-on-one with your boy, man. But look, man, y'all like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Drop a comment, drop another comment. All platforms. Your boy Joe, you look like a podcast. We appreciate it, man. Yo.